Good morning, everybody, and welcome once again to COJO 121, the Creating the Creators section for spring 2021. This video is just going to be a quick one, hopefully, that reviews the technology that we'll be using in this class. So let me share my screen here real quickly. All right, well, the course technology use. So basically, this is a communication class that at distance or online. And so the technology we use is how we communicate. And we're going to be talking a lot about that all semester. But there's a few tools that we'll be using specifically. Blackboard, Google Classroom, Google Documents, Google Slides, and Zoom. So Blackboard is going to be how I make all student announcements. So let's just look at Blackboard here real quickly. By the time you see this video, there'll actually be the first announcement welcoming you all to the class. And then you'll also find in Blackboard my contact, which is just my email. 100% the best way to get a hold of me, or at least to initiate a question or a conversation, and then we'll probably Zoom or get on the phone or text or whatever, but email to start conversations. And then the key links and documents you need for this course. Okay, those are the syllabus, the class notes document, and the link to the Google Classroom. Okay, Google Classroom is the main page that we're going to use. This is where you're going to find everything from class resources, class activities, and your grades. Okay, so we'll go through what the classroom looks like here real quickly. So Google Classroom, if you haven't used it, you'll get an invitation for it here shortly, and you just follow the instructions on how to get enrolled into the Google Classroom. It's no problem, really. There's a link, and then there's a class code, and the class code is up here. It's all over the syllabus. It'll be all over the invitation. But you get into the Google Classroom. You can look at it up here through the stream, which is kind of like a chronological order in which things get posted into the classroom. I personally find that very confusing. So I go over here to the classwork section, which gives me a more heading-oriented or topical section. So the course is going to be broken up into a number of elements, which in the longer video introducing you to the class, I'll talk about. But the key with it is that if you look at the classwork, you'll have different course topics. The first one right now is course information. That'll always sit at the top. And then the first section that we'll really be going into starting tomorrow, I'll post materials, will be understanding communication. And that's down here. And then as I open more of the sections as we move through the semester, they'll come in down below. In each section, you'll generally find a couple of resources with this little icon, whatever you want to call that. And in this case, we have the syllabus, the class notes, the class overview, and then the introduction appointment assignment, which has this little clipboard. So by the time you see this video, I'll have posted that assignment, and you just to turn in assignments, you'll open that up. There'll be this document. It'll look like that. It's a Google document. It'll download one for you specifically for each student. In this case, it's a really straightforward a document just to check and make sure you understand how you'll be doing your assignments and turning them in. And so there's this little table down here where it says read, answer here, just answer those questions. And then you'll go back to Google Classroom, and for you as a student, there'll be a submit button. Okay. Sometimes that submit button thing can be a little confusing. So if that's the case, you have any issues or questions about that, please feel free to email me with it. Alternatively, in Google Classroom, you can add comments to any of the things. So you could add a comment in Google Classroom, and within a day or two, I'll catch that comment and answer it. Okay, so that's the main technology we're going to use. Google Documents, like that first assignment, we'll use a lot for assignments, and then also this specific one, the class notes document. And I'll open that up here. I'll talk about that in the other video too. This is an important document. It's where everything that's going on happens and is updated every week. So this first week, January 11th through 17th, our goals are to introduce the class, define communication, and set up appointments for us to meet individually, which I'll talk about in that other video. And then the resources you need are the introduction video, which I'm doing right now. And so that'll be, a link will be posted in this document. Then once I have that video done, I will open up the assignment, which is to make the appointment page that we just talked about. And there'll be a link there. And then this is kind of a double link because these are the same assignments. Okay, the key with this thing is that as the semester changes, and we know it will because that's life, I'll keep this updated. So this is always where you can find the most current information. And it has comments. You should all be able to click on an area, highlight an area, and then go over and add a comment. So if you have any questions about what's coming on here, this document, you can add your comments, and then once a week when I'm setting up the next oncoming week of what we're doing, I'll look at those comments and address them. So this is a really important place for us to engage in communication. Let me just go back here and check where we're at. Okay, so Google Slides is the same thing, like this particular slideshow that you're looking at here. I'll always post the Google Slides that I use during any video, and usually there'll be speaker notes or links in the slide itself that you can click on. And so this is an interactive tool. You'll be able to comment and make comments on the slideshow. If there's something that you're not understanding, you can comment specifically in that spot, and I can go back and address it for you. And also, it's some of the places that I'll add extra resources or enrichment resources that aren't specifically needed for activities, but might be fun for you. So that's how I'll use Google Slides. Zoom is what I'm communicating with you through now. And we're going to have a whole section on public speaking through Zoom. So we'll go into that technology in detail later in the semester. Okay, so just a quick review. Blackboard is where you'll get announcements for me in this class. Google Classroom is where you'll find all the resources, activities, and your grades. It's also where you'll submit your work. Google Documents, Google Slides are another asynchronous form of communication that we will use throughout the class, specific to activities that we're doing it, like within an assignment or a introductory or a little lecture. And Zoom is how we'll meet in real time. A quick note on Zoom, when we do meet on Zoom, the expectation is that you'll have your video on and your audio on. I do not care about virtual backgrounds if that's an issue at all. And if there are any other issues with the video from your location, just get a hold of me ahead of time and we'll figure it out. Okay, looking forward to talking with you all more this semester.